I'm constantly being asked any advices on photography or anything like that, or photography as an A-level, and I figured I'd just make a video talking about doing the A-level. Make this video something that you can just go back to and have helpful tips and things like that. So tip number one has to be find your own style. A lot of people find this quite difficult at first, trying to find it, but it can be really helpful for you in the long run if you, in the first few months and first few shoots you do, have in the back of your mind that you're trying to find one style of photography that you personally like. For me, that was portraits. Finding out that I like to do portraits made it so that I could plan every shoot that I did around portraits. It doesn't have to just be portraits, it could be landscapes, still life, anything like that. But if you get an assignment to do weekly shoots and you know that your strong suit, where you work best at, is a certain area, that makes planning your weekly shoots so much easier. A good way to find your style is research, looking into other photographers, seeing what they do, experimenting, trying different mediums, shooting on film, shooting digital, stuff like that, going to exhibitions, looking on Instagram, things like that, YouTube videos, anything like that. Just finding what you like to see as a viewer of photography, then that will make it a lot easier when it comes to doing your own photography, trying to replicate what you like to see in other photographers' work and then apply that to your own. The next point, you've heard it a million times, but time management. Time management is trying to do your weekly shoots and do your book work as well as your, if in some cases, other subjects, can be really difficult for some people, especially for myself. It took quite a lot of time to get into a rhythm of things, and there'd be times, the worst it ever got for me was I ended up doing 4 shoots in one evening the day before my book was meant to be handed in, and needless to say, they were pretty crap. Taking into consideration the time it takes to plan a shoot, get everybody ready, shoot it, write it, and then document it, it takes a while, and plan ahead for letdowns or people not showing up or things like that. Yeah, that can be really important skill to learn very early on into your course, and it will save you a buttload of stress later on. Step 3, I've kind of already spoken about it, but experimenting. Experimenting can be massively helpful for your photography. Some of the best shoots I did was just when I winged it and was like, had this mad idea in my head and thought, I just gotta see how this goes. Nothing else. If it looks terrible, you can learn from it and learn your strengths and weaknesses, which your teachers and the exam boards love if you write about how you've learned from your mistakes and learned from your experimenting. It's a really helpful thing, an experiment and fun thing to do. Sometimes it can completely revive your spark for this specific project that you're working on. You have to remember that you get marked on your ability to learn from previous shoots. By you experimenting and then seeing what worked and didn't and writing about that in your book, that's exactly what they're looking for, and that's the A work that gets you the A to A style work, compared to if you just do shoots, talk about them individually, and then go on to the next one and never refer to it again. That brings me nicely to my 4th point, which is talk out your arse. The amount of times I've done a shoot, which I'm happy with, and then I show it to my teacher and he's like, but what's the deeper meaning? And I'd get so frustrated thinking, why do photography, why does every photo have to have a deeper meaning? And at the end of the day, it doesn't. But in college, A-level photography, that's what they look for. Just learn to exaggerate your work. Learn some very fancy terminology that you can throw in there, which will make you seem more impressive. But in actuality, you just did the shoot last minute and you're trying to act like it's deep. It can really save you some work, and a lot of those last minute shoots can really let your grade down, so being able to make up for the fact that they were last minute by exaggerating how good they are and exaggerating the deeper meaning can really save you and save your grade. The final point has to be make it fun. My best work comes when I'm doing it because I want to, not because my teacher told me to. Don't see photography as a homework or as a lesson, see it as that fun hobby you do. For me, now that I've finished college, some of the best shoots I've done have been in this lockdown, when I was doing it because I wanted to and because I had an idea, as opposed to my a teacher telling me to, because I don't know about you guys, but for me, I'm a lot more reluctant to do something if I'm being forced to, as opposed to if I'm doing it for fun. When you look at photography as your hobby and the thing that you love, it creates this passion and desire, and you can see that in someone's work. If somebody's doing a shoot because they are forced to by their teacher, it looks half-assed, and the teachers and the exam boards and everybody else can tell that the person doesn't have passion. But when you genuinely see it as a fun hobby thing to do, you want to do it, you think about it outside of college, you plan stuff ahead, your shoots are more creative, more envisioned, because you've had longer time to think about it. Your work really starts to shine once it crosses that threshold. College work and fun work. I really hope that that's been helpful for you guys. If it has, appreciate any sort of support that you can give this. If any of you want to see some of my photography, I'll show some of the photos during this video, but I'll link my photography Instagram and my photography website down below if you guys want to have a look. If any of you want to know about my book work, which is nowhere near as good as my photos, message me on my photography Instagram and I can show you photos and stuff like that. So yeah, any sort of help I can give, I'll be down to. So yeah, just message me if you ever need to and stuff like that, and I hope you guys have a good day.